Okay, I'm back. This is what it looks like now. I did a couple erasing things throughout the hairline that I drew over the clothes. I also did some more detailing on it, like I kind of darkened up some spots and fixed the waistline because that was a bit too skinny. Added a couple little things here and there, but that was just little things. So now we'll get on to the skirt part, the bottom half. It's a bit unproportional, which is okay. Skirts are kind of just whichever way, really. Okay, I'll be back with you on that. Okay, so I had to move this leg from like over here to there, and then I had to resize that one. I actually messed up the proportions while I was looking into the camera, so that's my fault. I apologize. And again, not all of us are perfect anyways. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Draw some tights. That is about it for that. I'm back. So now I'm gonna do I actually like to darken it up so that it looks like these kind of drawings. It's more dark and you can do the shading afterwards. So I do the darkness and then the shading. So I'm actually using Bic round stick medium. It's ballpoint and it's really good for this kind of thing, so I like to use that. And before, for pencil, I was using this specifically, come on, focus. It's just 0.7 Sakura 127. I got it with a Manga package. And I'm using one of these pencils. Really good pencil. Okay, so essentially with this, you're just going to go around and cover everything that you just drew, but darken it up with a pencil. So I'll be back once I'm done with that. Okay, so as you can see, it's a bit darker now because, yeah, I used my pen. So next would be the shading part. And I showed you a picture earlier of what it should look like after the shading. So I do some things to the hair to show that they're actually, you know, just more than just this bulky piece of hair. So you have to make the individual hairlines. That doesn't really take that long because all you're really doing is just making streaks in the hair. You're not actually just drawing every individual strand, or else that would take hours. So briefly, I will explain what to do and then I'm going to finish it off. For the shading part, you don't really shade the whole area. You could kind of just shade close to the sides, like that. And you just essentially do that for each of the lines on the face. And I will color in the eyes before the picture's done. I don't actually color in because for me, coloring just ends up really badly. Some people don't think so, but I do, so I'm not going to do that. So for this, you would do that type of thing. So you see each of these individual strands as far as like the bangs, so you kind of just put it like that. And when you're done with this part, as far as the hairs go back with the pen and darken these so that it kind of blends in with the hair. So then you can go back and actually kind of lightly shade in the hair so that it looks darker, like the picture I showed you earlier. Earlier I actually added like little blush marks. Like in a lot of manga you see characters who have like little blush marks under the eyes. That's what I did there. Also, I'd like to tell you what those are. You might have thought that it was something connecting to the ear. It's really not. It's part of the hair. For people who like to pull their hair back, they take like little strands and pull it back into the back of the head. And that's essentially what I'm doing here, is I'm just sectioning off some of the hair to pull back into the back of her head, and that's what that is. So just clarifying that for all of you. So yeah, just kind of shade through and keep close to the lines and kind of know where the shading should be. So for like the neck, part of your neck is just gonna cover the rest of your neck. I don't know if that makes any sense, but right here, you know, there's that part of skin under her chin, and that's where you should be doing that kind of thing. And where it's being kind of covered by clothes, you should do that as well. Where the hair runs over the clothing, keep that close. The creases and clothes definitely need it, just to show more dimension to it. Places like these where it's like close to this, definitely show the shading in that. So I'm going to continue on with the shading and I'll come back and show you what I did. So as you see, this is now more shaded in than it was. I'm not the best at shading. I'm just doing little things like that along the edges, and that's how I do my shading. I'm still learning. I'm still in the process of learning it. Yeah, I forgot to actually shade in the hair. I drew the lines. What I forgot to mention earlier was the fact that it's easier actually to draw the lines in the hair with pen before you go over and shade them with pencil, because then the pencil tends to blend in with the rest of the pencil, obviously, but it gets really confusing. So if you think that's also confusing, then just use the pen instead. And I'm not actually telling you guys to use the pen, that's just a little thing I like to do just to bring out the dimension a little bit, bring out the lines and make it neater. That's what I do to just kind of neaten up the picture. And when you're doing the lines in the hair, not all of them have to be the same length, not all of them have to be, you know, the same. It doesn't have to be uniform, because, you know, in real life, hair is not uniform. Hair is just kind of all over the place, and that's what makes it unique. If it were just all uniform, then that'd just kind of be weird, right? So that's essentially what I did for that. I colored in the hair just a moment ago. So I did a little shading like that, if you can see it, along the sides here, you know, along the edges. That's what I mean by shading it. Mine's very untidy, you know, but that's what I do for that. And so now I'm going to go back and color the eyes. A lot of you are probably wondering how I actually do my eyes. I do not leave them like that. So I will come back and actually draw you know, an eye to the side and show you what I do specifically before I actually color in those. So I'll be right back.